You pull, you tank question. You pull, you tank is bad mentality. Why are these like next to each other? Did the same person fucking post? I also like that this is a post from like 3 years ago. Okay, you pull, you tank question. I've been seeing significantly more of this since Dawn Trail started. Tanks say nothing for 90%, then gets mad on final pull, because SM1 else. Okay, someone else pulled. Refuses to tank the mobs and even the boss. Same story every time. Where exactly do the GM stand on this issue? Where exactly do the TOS stand on this issue? And where do the player, stand on this issue? Is it against TOS? If not, should it be? Are there expectations where it's okay to refuse to tank? I feel like you're giving this a bit too much thought, honestly. You pull your tank is like the most annoying fucking thing. Actually, hold on. I may have something. Hold on. I think I had this situation happen to me recently. I think I made screenshots, right? You pull your tank. Is it against TOS? Fuck no. Are you out of your fucking mind? We we do classify against TOS? No. What the fuck are we talking about? It's like if you are playing a certain game a certain way, uh, it's kind of, there's no terms of service that will literally force you to play a certain way. Terms of service does not apply to gameplay. If not, should it be? Fuck no. Are you out of your fucking mind? Sir, sir, there's potential legal repercussions for you breaking the terms of service because you didn't want to pull the mobs after someone else pulled them. It's a bit silly. It's a bit of a silly argument. Are there exceptions where it's okay to refuse to tank? Whatever the fuck you feel like it. I know. It's like there's like an unspoken rule. Hold on, I just realized it thing hasn't been on screen. More fucking editing for me, I guess. But yeah, it's like I realized it's like we should respect the unspoken rules of everyone just pulls their shit together. The tank pulls properly and on time, tries to do their best, pull wall to wall, all that good shit. But newer players are not familiar with the ways of our unspoken rules. They're not familiar with how things happen or potential repercussions of what would happen if something is done differently, or what are there even are repercussions, right? So it's like the only problem I see is someone's being a big baby, a big goo goo gaga, a big little baby bitch. It's like if you gonna show attitude about like I tank, I pull, then it's like there's either hurry up or like how do you like feel about being the person responsible for the speed of the dungeon and purposely stopping everything because you're not getting your way or people aren't letting you have the tank in spotlight? I don't know. It's like it's hard to explain what the fuck is happening here. Like this shit would be weird in World of Warcraft because there aggro is generated through damage and through a lot weirder ways. Like if your DPS is out, like has a 10 item level advantage on the tank and the tank isn't DPSing enough, chances are they're gonna lose aggro, right? So like the aggro there is tricky. In Final Fantasy 14, you just send like one AoE with your tank stance on, and all the mobs are back on you. Like there you go, baby girl. You can have the spotlight again. So it's like it's hard to tell. It's like unfortunately, it's not against the law, and this person will not be shot outside the building just because you don't like their attitude. Unfortunately, but we can all agree that they're also being a wet napkin about it. So speaking of that, I did have a story on this. So yeah, I was in what was that dungeon called? I'm trying to remember. The one with it's the ice dungeon at the start. You gotta kill a bear to get a fucking key. Um, Snow something. Oh, it was called Snow something. I don't remember the exact name. So essentially, what happened at one point? Everyone was essentially just kind of the speed was fine, and at some point nobody noticed, but the tank stopped pulling. we cleared the pack when the tank came back a couple of minutes ago. I know he didn't say like that they're going AFK, but they were AFK a couple of minutes. And when they came back, essentially they just said tank pull, not DD or healer. Like a sentence that was very difficult not to take in passively aggressively. Like a bit of attitude was kind of displayed at that point. The other damage dealer just like called the tank schizo, and I'm like also confused, like because the whole situation was we weren't exactly pulling ahead of this tank, right? We were not exactly just pulling ahead just to annoy him or to speed him up. You know, like those passive aggressive pulls, right? We were just pushing and then clearing the pack while he was AFK, right? So it's like obviously even I'm a bit frustrated with this, and I said, are the damage dealers and healers pulling in the room with us right now? I'm a tank. I pull, not you. Okay. Dang, dude. It's a dungeon, not that deep. You might see things. Obviously, like, we made jokes, we made fun of him for a bit. And make it like this. And later on, at the end of the dungeon, before Fenrir, there's a couple of mobs. There's like 2 casters. They need to finish the cast, otherwise they turn it into these dragons, right? If you don't like keep an eye on these dragons, they're gonna do a lot of like AoE damage, or like just not AoE damage, but like high amounts of damage. So it's like he specifically pulled the first one, he ignored the cast, he pulled the next back, and he just ignored that ad specifically. Normally, what you would do, Snowbreak, I think the dungeon is called, not that I'm remembering. Snowbreak is the dungeon, right? So normally what you do, you focus just on that one ad, or you stun him during the cast, or do something along those lines specifically just to stop him from transforming. Either you focus him down, or you interrupt him and pull him together with the other ads, right? So I just said, gonna guess you're a new tank. Next time, kill the first caster before he transforms. Then go to the next pack. No passive-aggressive shit here, right? Not, like, no sass or anything. I just said, I guess you're new. Let me just explain that this dungeon works in a certain way. Yeah, whatever, little guy. Fucking what? Are you actually gonna be sassing me? It's like, I'm trying to help you and you're giving me shit? Yeah, whatever, little guy. Because I'm a lol fella, right? Or use crowd control if you can target them when they are transforming. Like, mid-thought, he's just like, I'm trying to help, what the fuck is your problem? and then, he died. The reason I'm explaining the whole thing, to be fair, is because he died. There was a lot of damage, he couldn't take it. I had to heal 2 DPS and myself to survive that pack, and then I explained this whole situation to him. Then I also explained, like, at this point, like, I'm giving proper advice, but I'm giving it a bit more aggressive, motherfucker. It's like, you better fucking learn tanking. And use arm's length for big pulls next time. Learn tanking before sassing the entire group. Like, this... oh. He died. He came back. Fenrir was pulled already. I told him to use arm's length. For tanks that don't understand what arm's length does in dungeons, it slows down the targets attacking you. So if you're doing a wall-to-wall pull, arm's length will make sure they have slower attack speed, auto speed to be fair, and casting speed if they hit you before. Really fucking good. Not a lot of new tanks know what the fuck slow does. We cleared Fenrir, right? And I just typed, learn tanking before sassing the entire group. Because, like, that shit has got to sting, and that better be a good fucking lesson for that tank. Their response is, learn your jobs before leaving. That is their fucking retort. That is their last fucking words. Misspelled, dyslexic ass, learned your jobs. Now, I was angry at this. I was angry at this, obviously, but then, I did the thing that out of anger and frustration, I checked their lodestone, right? I'm not gonna show the lodestone because at that point it's gonna be very fucking mean on my part. So what turns out is the reasoning. They're new. They're new. This is literally their like third maybe job they're leveling, and they're new. They haven't achieved anything in the game. They don't know how to tank. They were just kind of like playing their tank in roulette. So it's like at that point I realized, oh my fucking god, it's new players having arguments and arguments and drama in fucking leveling dungeons. Of all fucking places. If you ever go to Tales of Duty Finder, that's where all the fucking drama happens. Smaller fucking dungeons. That shit does not matter as much as you fucking think. Unless there's gonna be like Criterion becomes more mainstream content, dungeon is not that fucking deep or that important. So this whole argument, you pull you tank, is only gonna happen in leveling fucking dungeons. And it's not that fucking deep. It's not that important. Those dungeons can be cleared with just like 4 DPS. Those can be cleared without a fucking healer. Those can be cleared with just 3 DPS and a healer. It's not that deep. Dungeons are not that fucking difficult that you need to establish a hierarchy of authority. Who needs to pull, who needs to do what. Obviously, we all agree that tanks should pull, but the tank should also agree that they need to hurry the fuck up if they want to be in that spotlight, right? But these are unspoken rules that aren't exactly being taught. So that is essentially the answer to this question. It's like, you pull, you tank. It's not really a question, it's just fucking kindergarten drama. It's not that fucking deep. Even I will get caught up in that fucking drama, but at the end of the day, even I will fucking realize it's not that fucking deep. Because whoever actually has these arguments, try not to have the argument. Try not to get emotional, try not to get angry at these people. If they start getting attitude, give advice, share wisdom, let them tap in your experience. If they show attitude, fuck them. That's their problem. They're griefing their own progress and growth in this game. Right? You have done yours. You can just finish the dungeon and never see them again. That's it. So it's not that deep. Depends on in the situation. You pull, you tank, could be considered lethargic gameplay, which is reportable. No, not really. Not really. It's not like they purposely griefing. It's not like they purposely go into dungeons and make people die to packs. If there was actually repercussions to this, yeah, sure, why not? But in dungeons, the repercussions are fucking minuscule. Even the more newer players can survive a pack without a tank. If a healer is competent, obviously, but or the DPS are competent and know what second wind and bloodbath do. It's like, it's not that deep, honestly. Because the repercussions and the damage that can be done with this attitude is so fucking minimal in dungeons. It cannot be against TOS, it cannot be reportable. It's just kindergarten drama. It is just kindergarten drama.